Welcome everyone. Today we're going to play some more games with the Purple Recycler deck. I previously made a deck guide for this deck, which I'm going to link down in the description below. Now we're using a very similar list to the deck guide, but we've made a few changes to this text slot. So, right, this deck basically has 4 cards that are flexible, and we're going to be running What a Twist for 2 of those cards. And the reason we're doing that is because of the Too Much Caffeine and the Green Mega Caffeine deck, because this deck really has no way to beat that deck without What a Twist. And then we're gonna run the purple Mega Penguin in the other text slot. Now, the reason we're running Mega Penguin is because Mega Penguin allows you to pull the What a Twist out of the ice, because we only have 2 copies and you do end up icing a lot of cards. There's a chance you'll actually miss your What a Twist, or you'll actually need it for multiple turns. That being said, running 4 What a Twist is a bit overkill for that matchup. So anyway, if you want to learn more about like why each of the cards are here, or kind of the overall strategy of the deck, check out the deck guide. But yeah, let's jump into some games. All right, jumping into the first game, looking at these, none of these are what we want in the mulligan. Like, we would maybe consider keeping one of the 3 drops with the right hand, but definitely not if we don't have a 2 drop already. And right, we run 12 2 drops, so I think if we full mulligan, we'll have a decent chance of hitting one of them. All right, so we can see that we have the Moonlit Penguin, and again, right at the beginning of this, when I went over the deck list, there shouldn't have been a Moonlit Penguin in the deck list, so I think I forgot to press save. So my guess is we're playing with a slightly different version of the deck, but that's okay. This is probably the one that's actually matching 100% in the deck guide. So for our rod, we should think about Bunkus or Chase Your Dreams are the good rods, just because. Um, sorry, I'm just gonna play Bunkus real quick because I was running out of time. Um, and the timer went blank, so I couldn't tell if I still had time left or not. But the reason I played Bunkus instead of Chase Your Dreams is so both of them are cards we want to play out of the ice. But Chase Your Dreams, in case we draw a BrainyPenguin, I'd rather directly discard Chase Your Dreams, because if I play this into the ice, the only way to get it, or as a rod, the only way to get it into the ice is through Overwhelm with Knowledge. So keeping it instead of whereas Bunkus, it's gonna be really late in the game, so we'll definitely have a way to pull Bunkus with either the Cooking Penguin also. But Chase Your Dream is a card we would actually play much earlier in the game, so keeping the optionality of having it in our hand in case we draw the Brainy Penguin is better. Now, we'll probably play it as a rod the second turn, but, it just gives us a little more flexibility this turn. So, okay, we have 2 Penguin Who's Okay, which is great because, the game can really snowball if you have 2 of those going. And so, right, okay, so we play that. It's also really nice to play 2 because typically they will have removal for 1, but not for both. So, yeah, so we have these 2 cards in our ice. Again, right, the reason or in our as rods. So we are looking for a way to get them into the ice. And that's a really nice thing about Penguin Who's Okay, because Penguin Who's Okay will put potentially an Overwhelm with Knowledge into our ice that we can then use to draw a new card at the same time pulling the Chase Your Dreams into the ice. That being said, we need 3 Pudge to play Chase Your Dreams, so we're still a little away from that. All right, we got our second, so Bunkus as a rod. So both of our Bunkuses are as a rod. All right, and we have a really, really nice combo in our hand. So I'm not going to play another rod just because I'm really not in a rush to get stuff out. This deck definitely plays a little slower and reactionary, so there's no need to really ramp out. So we have Phosphorus Penguin, which will enable us to get back Have a Philosophical Debate. So we can have 2 pieces of removal. Like, we'll play the Have a Philosophical Debate, and then we'll play Phosphorus Penguin, and then we'll play the debate again. And the Penguin Who's Okay are the like machine for keeping our ice full of cards. So overall, that's a really good setup. Now, the thing we're missing is we're missing 2 purple Pudge in order to play the first philosophical debate, because we can't really rely on this because we need this to be in the ice already. Now, that being said, maybe we'll actually get okay, so we have an adventure squad, so we could maybe play the Phosphorus Penguin to get the adventure squad, and then play the debate. But okay, so we're gonna just keep playing the Penguin Who's Okay. Like, the game can just really get out of control when you have 3 of them like this, and I think this is an interesting case of why the Moonlit Penguin is actually good in this deck, right? Like I specifically removed it from the deck in order to put in the What a Twist from the deck guide video, but here it's actually really nice to get that extra pudge. So it is something to think about when you're removing it from the deck. Like, is that really a decision you want to be doing? But all right, so we're playing green, and green is one of the better matchups for this deck because green generally plays fewer larger penguins, and have a philosophical debate is really good against green. So Adventure Squad is amazing against green. So overall, all the removal lines up really well. And again, right, when we're playing the recycler deck, it's really just about controlling the board and removing all of their threats. So I think this is definitely a good start. Like three penguin who's okay, which haven't been removed. There's really no way we are going to be able to lose this game if barring something crazy. And the reason for that is we're just going to get so many cards in our ice. I still need a way to pull Bunkus into the ice, but a Cooking Penguin or a Overwhelm with Knowledge. Up there's Overwhelm with Knowledge. So we already have that. Um, and yeah, so we're going to be able to next turn pull Bunkus in, although we might not play it yet because we're not in a rush. So we'll play the Phosphorus Penguin this turn, and we'll take the Adventure Squad. So we'll be able to use the Adventure Squad to remove something this turn with the 2 purple pudge we have. We also have 2 change perspectives in our hand, so we really want 1 additional purple pudge so that we can play that next turn to really keep the card draw rolling. So that means that I probably will play Overwhelm with Knowledge just to make sure that we have that extra card. So, okay, so nice. So we have the Karate Penguin, which is great to remove. We're going to use Moonlit Penguin on our side as the penguin that's being on our side of the Adventure Squad. The reason for that is we're playing around GotEm. Now, green could be doing Walk the Runway. So this play does play into Walk the Runway, which is right that card that basically is the opposite of Adventure Squad. And they could play Walk the Runway and select the Karate Penguin and the Moonlit Penguin, which would then end up fizzling the Adventure Squad and give them a 2-for-1. But even if they do that, it's not the end of the world. And, they were going to be able to counter us anyway. But that's one of the reasons why Have a Philosophical Debate can be better than Adventure Squad. All right, so I'm going to draw a card, and I think I'm going to pull the Bunkus in just because I'm not 100% sure I'll get another thing to pull something in my ice in time to play the Bunkus. And while Chase Your Dream is nice, I have 2 change perspective in my hand. So the 3 pudge card draw slot for this game, I already have 2 more plays like that. So I'm not really worried about doing that. So overall, I feel like, yeah, I feel like the Chase Your Dreams is less important right now. All right, so we got a GotEm, which is not very useful in the matchup against green. So, I mean, we'll play that as a rod. All right, so we got another Overwhelm with Knowledge, and I'm going to play that as well. And I'm going to grab the other Bunkus. Again, right, we have 0 penguins in our hand. And so that means that even, like, all the penguins are generally 2 or 3 cost besides the Mega Penguin. But I think even the Mega Penguin's probably not in the list right now because we forgot to save. Okay, so we got the Purple Penguin Wizard. Um, and so that's good because it is the penguin to play, but it's not good because we don't actually have the pudge. Like, we won't be able to use a pudge on the next turn. So there's another play we could consider doing, which is actually just playing one of the Bunkuses already, because the Bunkus also can produce purple pudge, which is another nice benefit. And we don't really need a massive Bunkus because the Bunkus will grow over time. And so I'm not really worried about getting out like a 22. Like right now it's 22, but after we put 9 cards back, it'll be much less. We always want to keep track of our deck, especially when we have 3 Penguin Who's Okay. So I'm definitely not opposed to playing Bunkus. I think it might be better this turn than the Wizard. Well, so the reason to play the Wizard is just to, it's going to take, we're going to have to wait a turn with the Wizard anyway. So, okay, we do have 2 pieces of removal. So maybe we could play the Wizard and then one of our removal pieces to use our pudge perfectly. But on the other hand, we could just get Bunkus out and do but I guess we don't even need card draw, because why do we need card draw to have stuff to do, but we already have so much stuff to do. Because, right, in terms of playing penguins, this turn we play the Wizard Penguin, and the next 2 turns we'll play a Bunkus each turn. So we have stuff to do there. And then on the removal side, we have 2 pieces of removal. So we can remove 1 thing each turn. All right. So unfortunately, this is a newer player because this move does not really make that much sense. So, but anyway, we'll let this resolve. And I don't really mind if they win the vibe check, but I do just want to remove everything they have just to get this game over. Just because it's like always good when you're ahead just to not give your opponent time, because maybe there's a world where they would, play like Romulus into Romulus into Romulus or something like that. So we will so how do we want to get rid of this? So I think we'll use the Adventure Squad again, just because if they don't have right now, um they can't play Walk the Runway to counter it. And they can't play GotEm to counter it because the MoonlitPenguin has 4 vibe. So this is a perfect turn for Adventure Squad. And we'll save the Have a Philosophical Debate for a turn when they have 2 penguins out. So yeah, so okay, so we've cleared the board completely, which is nice. So let's think about, is it actually possible for us to win next turn? Probably not, because we're at 9. We're at 9 points. I'm also worried about getting decked a little bit, so we're definitely going to play Bunkus this turn. But the question is, do we play 2 Bunkai? But I don't think we actually can, because we won't have enough in our... oh, we have a Penguin who runs a lift. Okay, perfect. So I think we'll just do that. So we'll play... Oh, yeah, we have to go through all these animations. So we'll play the Penguin who runs the lift, and we'll play a Bunkus. So we have to do 9. So we'll send back... up we have the bug where you can't scroll. Okay, so we want 9. So what do we want back in our deck? Well, I think we definitely want the Brainy Penguins. We want the removal, but we'll save 1 of each type of removal to have it in our... Well, we don't need we have the Philosophical Debate in our hand, so we want to leave the Adventure Squad in case we draw Phosphorus Penguin. All right, so how much is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so let's do 6, 7, 8. 9. Okay. So in general, you're trying to send back the late game cards because there is a chance you'll end up actually getting to them, especially if you have Penguin who's okay. And so the cards that are good in the late game are Penguin who runs the lift, removal, Phosphorus Penguin, card draw. And so those were kind of the cards that I was focusing on. But you also want to, if you need a big bunkus, you need to prioritize on sending spells back. And so that's where, like, the Chase Your Dreams, maybe. Okay, so this is interesting because we could remove this, but it's going to take 7 cards out of our ice. And so I'm not really excited about that. And we have actually enough to play 2 card draw cards. So let's play Change Perspective first. And let's see if we draw an Adventure Squad, because an Adventure Squad would be a better piece of removal for this. We also don't need to win this vibe check because we don't need card draw we don't need the extra rod. So we could just let them win this vibe check. That would actually not be a bad idea because that will put us in 2nd position for next turn. And they'll allow us to react our final turn because we're at 13. So we're going to end the game next turn. And so I actually think I like the idea of losing this vibe check. I don't mind letting the Romulus stick for 1 more turn. So I think I'm just going to double change perspective. The one thing to consider is, do we want to actually play Chase Your Dreams as the 2nd card draw? The reason for that would be that we actually get 3 more cards iced with Penguin Who's Okay. So I'm not really sure which of those is better. Okay, so let's do... Okay, so let's take... let's take the 2 Brainy Penguins. Okay, so... And we got all 3 in our hand. So we're going to do a bug report real quick because there's 2 issues that happened here. So it's Bunkus cards went on top of deck, because I know that happened because I shuffled all my Brainy Penguins in, and Change Perspective drew 3 cards. All right, so both of those are bugs. So as always, right, you want to submit a bug report. I'm just going to play Chase Your Dreams just because I was running out of time. And it was just my knee-jerk reaction. I think going back on it, I think Change Perspective was actually the right card to play, but I also think it's not going to be a problem either way, because I'm going to not play this 1 Brainy Penguin. That should be my ice. So we're going to pretend 1 Brainy Penguin is in our ice just because we don't want to win because of this bug. That being said, I don't think that I don't think that this is going to be a close game from here. So, yeah, either way, I don't really want to play the second Bunkus just because by playing the second Bunkus, I will empty out my ice and then both my Bunkai will be smaller than the Romulus. And even though I'm probably going to remove the Romulus, yeah, also then I wouldn't have enough to remove the Romulus with a have a philosophical debate. So I think we'll just play this a little slow. Right, they're going to go first, so we're going to see the board we're up against anyway. So let's see what that is. But I'm kind of imagining just playing a Rod, playing a BrainyPenguin, and then just passing is probably what's going to happen. We still have plenty of cards in our deck that we're not in danger of losing the game from getting iced. So, yeah. So, okay. So let's see what they play, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, I'm imagining a BrainyPenguin. Maybe with a BrainyPenguin, we'll draw another card as well. Okay, so we're at 14. Okay, so maybe I should play the other Bunkus just because I'm worried about getting decked, but okay, so let's play the BrainyPenguin. We'll get rid of oh, I played as a Rod. Okay, that was a mistake. Okay, so let's play the BrainyPenguin here. We'll get rid of What a Twist, and we'll get rid of one of the debates, I guess. No, I guess we'll get rid of the Change Perspective. We really don't need more card draw at this point. All right, so we're down to, yeah, we're fine. And then I think we'll just play the CookingPenguin. Okay, we're down to... Okay, so I'm going to... Yeah, I think it's fine because we have a philosophical debate as well. So if for some reason the game doesn't end here, we'll have to make sure to play some debates this turn in order to get some more cards in our ice. But overall, our Bunkus is now 26, so we're in a good position and we should win the game from here. So yeah, but again, it's really, this deck, if you have the Penguin who's okay out on the board, unanswered the entire game, multiple of them, it's really hard to keep up with this deck just because you get so much value from having a big ice. Specifically this basically free 26 vibe Penguin. And even if they were to destroy it, it would just keep coming back. And the Penguin who's okay would keep filling the ice up. So whenever you're playing against purple, Penguin who's okay is really a card that just, you really must eliminate it, ice it as quickly as you can. All right, so that's the end of the first game. Before we jump in the second one, I'm going to adjust the deck list to match what we discussed at the beginning of the video. And then, yeah, then we'll jump into another game. All right, jumping into the next game, let's look at our mulligan. So we have a lot of 2-drops. This is actually a really nice hand because we also already have AdventureSquad and Phosphorus. So I definitely want to keep at least one purple penguin wizard. I think the question is this too much? But yeah, I think we'll only keep one wizard. Like, we're running out of time, so I'm trying to think of how the curve would go. Because I think it would go wizard into lift. Yeah, let's only keep one wizard. But yeah, I think overall, what you really want in the mulligan is the small penguins. And so even though none of these are the powerhouse, like the two you really, really want are okay, let's play a Rod just to make sure we don't time out. I guess we'll play the debate as a Rod just because we already have 2 pieces of removal effectively with the Phosphorus and the Adventure Squad. And the have a philosophical debate requires us to have cards in the ice, and we don't really have a great way to get cards in the ice yet. But back to what I was saying before, the 2 cards you really, really want in the mulligan is BrainyPenguin and Penguin Who's Okay. So this is kind of like we're keeping not the A team, but the B team, but we had a really good B team hand. So I think there's definitely risk by throwing back a B team hand just to try to get some portions of the really good hand. And I think I would keep, well, I did keep. Okay. So, all right, so we have the PurpleMegaPenguin, which also makes me start thinking like, do we want to be playing for this card or not? Or do we just rot it? Because, because if we play so we're going to play the Wizard Penguin this turn for sure. And then we'll play OverwhelmWithKnowledge probably. So yeah, I think we'll play the Mega Penguin as a Rod. Because I think the Penguin who runs a lift will be nice, I think, earlier in the game, just because the Mega Penguin is at 5 rods, and this is also why I'm not still 100% sure about Mega Penguin in this deck, because Mega Penguin, like, you're not very often at 5 rods. So we're definitely trying out. Okay, so we're playing the caffeine deck. Okay, um, so Mega Penguin would be really good. Well, to get the What a Twist. So we need to be careful about icing What a Twist. And so our whole game plan is going to change now. Um, so against the caffeine deck, all right, so against the caffeine deck, we need to basically get a big bunkus out, and then we need to play What a Twist. So we definitely did not have the right mulligan for this deck because also the removal spells are going to be kind of useless. Now, the one advantage is, so we'll play the lift. I don't think yeah, we'll play the Chase of Dreams because we'll pull that into the ice with the Overwhelm with Knowledge. And so yeah, so they're gonna use the caffeine to flop the Wizard Penguin. So we're not even gonna have that much um we're not gonna have that much, what's it called? Pudge. And so I would love to. Okay, so they flop the sneaky penguin. So do I want to win the vibe check? Probably not, because my goal will be to just so let's flop the penguin who runs the lift, because we don't want to actually win the vibe check. And the reason for that is if I can prevent them from playing the mega penguin on turn 5 by removing the sneaky penguin, that would be better. The reason I flopped the penguin who runs the lift instead of the wizard penguin is because if I draw another overwhelm with knowledge, I'll have this floating pudge over on the left. So um okay, so we have a ton of removal. All right, so we'll draw again with Overwhelm with Knowledge, and because we'll pull the Chase Your Dreams into the ice. The issue with this game plan of just removing everything is we're not going to be able to remove the Mega Penguin. So because that can't be targeted. So we're gonna okay. Another Wizard Penguin is great because right the caffeine is going to be flopping one, and then the other one will be unflopped to play Chase Your Dreams because right we want to go really wide so the caffeines don't impact us. Um, okay, we also have to think about popcorn because we really don't have an answer to popcorn right now. I mean, we do. It's just really ugly with Adventure Squad. So okay, so we'll play Bunkus who runs the stars as the rod. We'll play the wizard, but yeah, we're gonna probably lose to popcorn. So the one way to play around popcorn would be to play a phosphorus this turn. Um, the reason to do that, yeah. So let's play the phosphorus this turn. It's a little sad not to get value on it, but right, if they play a popcorn this turn, we'll need to adventure squad the popcorn because otherwise, right, every single penguin we have is less than 2 vibe. So, yeah. Okay, so they didn't play the popcorn. Okay, so we're gonna remove the sneaky penguin. So yeah, this also enables us to remove the sneaky penguin um, through the flopping of the caffeine. Okay, so now the question is, yeah, do we want to remove the sneaky penguin? Because that's going to keep the green mega penguin from coming down. So I think we want to do that. And so then do we want to win the vibe check? No, because we have a lot of stuff to do in our hand. And so I think in general, when you have more stuff to do, like I'd really love to play this Chase Your Dream, you want to be not winning the vibe check. Okay, so we'll choose the phosphorus and the sneaky, and we'll flop those two. Now, if they have a GotEm, this is going to counter the adventure squad, but then we'll just do it again next turn with the phosphorus penguin. Yeah, okay. So I'm still okay with this. Going a bit slower. We do need to think about popcorn because we we still don't have an answer for popcorn that's good. Like to answer popcorn, we'd really want the have a philosophical debate, or we'd want GotEm. So, well, there's have a philosophical debate. Okay, so I'd really like to play Chase Your Dreams next turn. Okay, so the question is, if I play Wizard Penguin, we don't have an answer to popcorn. Um, hmm. Yeah, so I think I need to, but they didn't play popcorn last turn, so they don't have it yet. So it's like, are they going to get popcorn in this one draw? So let's assume that they don't because they didn't play it last turn, and they would have played it there because that was an amazing turn for popcorn. So we're assuming that this one new draw that they draw is not popcorn. And they get 2 draws at it, so it's not a terrible assumption. Okay, so they have 2 caffeines. So let's see what they flop. Okay, so we're gonna flop nothing because if we're lucky, they'll let us play Chase Your Dreams. Although I don't think that that's going to happen because I think they're going to flop the Wizard Penguin here. Okay, so we're still not going to flop our own lift because we're going to play Overwhelm with Knowledge. We're really looking for What a Twist. So we'll need the What a Twist in order to do that final unflopping turn. So we already have the Bunkus, but okay, so we have the debate now. So the debate will be really good um, against, yeah, the debate will be good against a popcorn if it comes out. I don't have a great turn for next turn. I mean, I'll play another phosphorus, I guess. So I think I want to draw the card. We'll get the Bunkus. No, because I'd really like a Penguin Who's Okay to get the extra card milled off of it because just playing Bunkus by itself is not good enough to beat this deck. All right, so we have another card draw. So we have so much card draw. So I think we'll just play the phosphorus this turn. We'll get the Adventure Squad. We really just need to go really wide because if we go really wide, we will be able to get through these caffeines. And we need to just draw a lot of cards. So ideally, we'll play Change Perspective this turn. But so let's see if they flop both of my wizards. Okay, so we're gonna plan on removing the sneaky, and we'd rather lose a vibe check. So I think we just want to not flop anything. So let's see what they flop. Okay, so yeah, so we're gonna not flop anything, and we're going to use this adventure squad that we have to try to get rid of the sneaky. Maybe they will counter it again, but then we have to get through the GotEms one way or another. And so the goal of getting rid of the sneaky too is like it's preventing them from getting ugh. Okay, so this is the bug where it's Adventures Squad did not trigger. Okay, so that's frustrating, but okay, so now we definitely want to draw another card because yeah, so I guess we'll pull the Bunkus in this turn just because we don't have a play for next turn and we need to go as wide as possible. So yeah, so not removing that sneaky is definitely not ideal because our whole plan was around getting rid of that sneaky so that they can't play green Mega Penguin this turn. But okay, that's why we're still in alpha. So okay, so we have BrainyPenguin, so we have another way to get stuff into our ice. As long as they don't play, so we have the What a Twist. So right, the way we're gonna win this game is we're gonna play Bunkus. They're gonna flop it, and then we're gonna What a Twist it on the final turn. Now, the problem is our Bunkus is not very big. So we're gonna have to really get a bunch of stuff in our ice. And so that's what BrainyPenguin is for. Now hmm. Yeah, so what do I want to get rid of? I do want a card draw. So I think so Overwhelm with Knowledge is okay because we'll still draw in the second half of it. And that's actually the better half because that's the part that doesn't cost any pudge. They clearly don't have popcorn, and I just want card draw. So I think I'm gonna keep those two. All right, so now we have Penguin Who's Okay and BrainyPenguin. So we're gonna go to win this vibe check here because then are we gonna have enough are we gonna have enough cards in hand if we win this vibe check? Well, we're not gonna win the vibe check anyway because we're gonna full flop to play Change Perspective. So I think just tying the vibe check is good because the slower we make this game go, the better chance we have. So it's a little sad because we can't play these two together next turn. But on the other hand, so the question is, are we going to save the Penguin Who's Okay um, for the turn where we play Brainy, or do we just throw it out there? And I think we just throw it out there just because I do feel kind of behind. But okay, and the reason we play Chase Your Dream instead of the reason we play Chase Your Dream or play Change Perspective instead of Chase Your Dream is Chase Your Dream is going to go better with the Penguin Who's Okay. Now that we drew 2 Overwhelm with Knowledge, and the reason we didn't use the one from our ice last turn is because we want to pair that with Penguin Who's Okay, and we already have a plan this turn. Okay, so now they finally found the popcorn, so we need an answer to popcorn. And I think our answer to popcorn is, yeah, I think our answer to popcorn is just we're just gonna hope that we draw something with Overwhelm with Knowledge to answer it because we're just gonna go super wide. The popcorn will get rid of one of these, so we're sending one of these out like kind of like a sacrifice. And then we're just gonna hope to get a piece of removal. We're gonna have like 4 or 5 draws this turn. And so I think we want to do we want to win or lose the vibe check? That's an interesting question. Or do we want to well, no, we're going to do we want to tie no, so we're not going to tie it anyway. Okay, so they left okay, so they left our penguin who's okay alive or both of them. So we're going to draw a lot and look for removal. So um hmm. So let's we don't really need to win the vibe check though. So let's not flop anything because I think I'd rather lose a vibe check because we need more cards in order to answer this popcorn. So okay, so we have 2 draws basically because we'll use Overwhelm with Knowledge in order to get the other Overwhelm with Knowledge. And then we'll use the other Overwhelm with Knowledge. And all the while we're going to be well, so we're kind of on track to get this giant bunkus. So now that we have these 2 penguin who's okay. So I think we're just going to have to brute force our way through this popcorn. So we didn't get any removal there because we got the Chase Your Dream. So I kind of think this popcorn is going to be around at least one more turn, which is not ideal. So okay, so I guess we'll put this in the ice. And yeah, so at least our ice is going to get big. So yeah, so okay, so the plan is going to be okay, so we got removal here with phosphorus, so that's good. So the popcorn is going to be around one more turn. So it's going to get like a 3-for-1. But that's just, popcorn is just really good into this deck. So at this point, we might as well just keep drawing. We have to make sure to also keep 2 rods because with phosphorus, we need 3. So it's a little sad because I'd like to use BrainyPenguin. Um, but I think I need to get the removal with phosphorus. Okay, so yeah, so overall I feel like, yeah, so I think, okay, so they're at 11. And so one of the challenges is gonna be we only have 1 What a Twist. And so if we play Bunkus, then, right, every single turn we're gonna have to What a Twist it. And so the good news is they have a lot of cards we can remove. So, okay, so we have 2 pieces of removal. So we're gonna do a lot of removal next turn. And also we need to be careful not to use the Adventure Squad from the ice. Um, so okay, so they're gonna 12. So they might be on 15 next turn. So and they still haven't played the green Mega Penguin. So a second popcorn. Okay, so we're gonna be removing a lot of popcorns this turn. Um, so yeah, so we have to remove something because they're on 14. Okay. Okay, so we have GotEm. Perfect. So we have an answer, I think, to all of the popcorns. And we are all right, so we're gonna play GotEm and we're gonna play Phosphorus Penguin. So Phosphorus Penguin, we're gonna take the Have a Philosophical Debate. And we don't need to play Bunkus this turn yet. Yeah, especially because the debate is gonna make one of those go away. Okay. So we basically have 1 got 'em for 1 popcorn. Well, the thing is, the popcorns are gonna take out a lot. Well, hopefully they'll take out the penguin who's okay. And then, yeah, so we actually only have enough purple pudge to remove one of them. Okay, so we can remove both popcorns. And so then I think we will. Do we want to win? No, I think we want to lose the vibe check. So we'll just not flop anything. Um, okay, so well, do we actually maybe we wanted to win the vibe check because we will need rods. Okay, so let's start with the Gotham on the 1 popcorn. So that will push them back down to that's going to push them down to off of 14. So we're safe for this turn. All right, then we will use the Have a Philosophical Debate that we and hopefully this won't be bugged. If this is going to be bugged, I don't think we're going to be able to come back from this game. So right, because the Adventure Squad didn't remove it. But we'll see. We have to assume this is not going to be bugged. So let's see what we're going to get here. All right, so what do we want to send? Oh, we have the scroll bug, so we can't even, because I really want to send, okay, so because we have the scroll bug, what do we actually want? I just want to send back, yeah, I think those 4, like sending back removal is the best. But yeah, I really want to send back the What a Twist. Okay, so at least it worked and not getting bugged. Okay, so yeah, so next turn, I think we're gonna play the Bunkus out. Well, No, we wanna play the Bunkus out on the final turn. We're only at 7 permanents, so I think we actually do wanna start winning the vibe check, and we've been really lucky that they haven't gotten the, green Mega Penguin yet. Because if they get the green Mega Penguin, then we might be in trouble, because then we have to basically that turn start using What a Twist every turn. So we wanna really get to the point. Wow, another popcorn, okay. Well, we have an Adventure Squad, so we can get rid of one more popcorn. But yeah, this deck is not really good into popcorns. So it's really going to be an uphill battle to get through all these popcorns. Okay, and there's the Mega Penguin. So we don't have a lot of turns left. So I think all right, so we're gonna play I think we're gonna play BrainyPenguin this turn just because well no, the penguin who runs the lift would win the vibe check. So maybe that will no, I think we need to go aggressively to try to find answers. So we want to as many permanents as possible. I don't really see us. I don't know. Change perspective might be good. And we'll need Adventure Squad for removal. So I think. Okay. So I guess change perspective. We'll Brainy Penguin. Oh yeah, we have to get rid of everything anyway. Yeah, we're keeping the penguin who runs the lift so we can play 2 permanents next turn. And okay. So do we play Bunkus this turn? There's really no point to, right? Okay, so we're gonna pass. So we're gonna use Adventure Squad to keep them off 14 to get one more turn. And hopefully they will use the sliding penguin on the popcorn penguin because that is going to enable us to use the use the Adventure Squad. Right. It is not a bad play from their perspective because it's playing around GotEm. So okay, so we are going to yeah, so we're gonna have to remove with Adventure Squad this turn. Um, but yeah, it's definitely not looking good because with What a Twist we can buy 1 turn, but we're gonna have to basically What a Twist every turn. So yeah, so when I think about this game, there's a few things that definitely made it difficult. One is that they had 3 popcorns, which is definitely the weakness of this deck. And I didn't really think about popcorn proactively at the beginning. Like I wasn't really thinking about caffeine, but I should have been, right? With this deck, you really need to say, how am I going to deal with popcorn? And then the second issue is that the bug happened. I don't think that I would have on the sneaky penguin. I'm I don't think I would have won anyway, but it definitely did not help. Okay, so we're gonna play. Yeah, so we're gonna get the Bunkus out, and we're gonna get the penguin who's okay out. So we're gonna have all right, so what we need to do is we need to basically get what back in the deck. So we definitely want to get okay, so there's no what a twist, but the Mega Penguin. Where's the Mega Penguin? Oh, it's still a rod. Okay, so we need to do 12 cards. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So I was trying to keep card draw in my ice because we're gonna need to yeah, so we're gonna need to right, we're gonna what a twist here, but we need to get enough so next turn we need to get another what a twist or a mega penguin. And we don't have that many draws. Oh wait. Um no, okay, because I was thinking maybe this is enough, but they flopped this. Okay. So we do have okay, so I sent a Chase Your Dreams back, which is maybe not ideal. Okay, so we have the What a Twist. So, okay, so let's play Chase Your Dreams first. I think I messed up sending stuff back into the deck because I should have kept the second Chase Your Dreams because I really need multiple card draw. And yeah, so sending that other Chase Your Dreams back was incorrect. Okay, so we got another Overwhelm with Knowledge, which is good. Um, so yeah, so now we're just trying to turbo draw through our deck. We're really looking for the one additional way to unflop. A Brainy Penguin wouldn't be bad. So yeah, I think I did a really bad job on which cards to keep because so now yeah, we need to keep going. All right, so we'll get the Mega Penguin in the ice. But um yeah, but even the Mega Penguin is not going to yeah, so I think we need to stop um Okay, ugh, there's the what a twist. Okay, we needed that in the we needed to draw that, not have it in the ice. So I think all right, so we'll play what a twist on Bunkus, but it's yeah, so let's wait like this. But yeah, I think there's no way out unless we because now both what a twists are in the ice. Um so yeah, so we could have played that so we had one more chase your dream in our ice, which would give us one additional card. Um, Also, like, would second Bunkus help? No, because they have 2 caffeines. So, I'm not really sure. Oh, there's a second Bunkus. We have Cooking Penguin, so we could get the second Bunkus out, but, right, the second Bunkus isn't gonna actually help us. Um, so I don't really see a way out of this, right? Because we need will removal work? No. Is there anything we can draw? No, so I don't think there's a way out. Um, so let's Yeah, so okay, so let's just play it out. But yeah, maybe there's something we can draw, but I don't think that there is an out. So okay, so yeah, we should have definitely kept Brainy Penguin in the hand. Because a Brainy Penguin would have given us 2 more draws at the other What a Twist. Now, the other What a Twist did end up going into the ice, so that doesn't really help. Um, so yeah, so I don't think yeah, because right, both What a Twists are in the ice, right? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so there's no way out of this. So Um, yeah, because yep, yeah, yeah. So we needed to yeah, so basically the problem was um yeah, the problem was like we only have 2 what a twist. So when we play the what a twist, we that really needs to be the game to win the turn to win the game. And the reason we only had so few penguins out at that point in time was because of all the popcorns. So I think yeah, I think another mistake was popcorn management. But they also had 3 popcorns, which is, it's like in the top half of their deck, all 3 of the popcorns. I mean, it's not crazy, but it was really like popcorn into popcorn into popcorn. So, overall, there was, definitely a lot of stuff that we did wrong. I don't know if we would could have won this. This is definitely not the best matchup. Um, but I also yeah, I also wonder about the Mega Penguin. Although I guess if we would have had the Mega Penguin in our hand, like, as soon as we knew that it was caffeine, I would have kept the Mega Penguin, and then we would have played that Got What a Twist back. And so that would have bought us one more turn, and I think with one more turn, we could have maybe had it. So, yeah, anyway, close game. All right, we're gonna do one more game. But at least I'm happy that we got to play against a deck that wasn't like the starter yellow or the starter green. Just to see that. And okay, cool. Yeah, so let's jump in the next game. All right, jumping into the next game. So, okay, so we definitely want to keep GotEm because, right, we had that issue last game where we didn't have an answer to Popcorn. Brainy is definitely the best 3-drop in this deck, but I don't think keeping 2 of them is right just because we really need to go 2 into 3. All right, so we have a 2 into 3, and whenever you have Brainy, what I like doing is start organizing my hand around what's going to get removed with, or what are we going to discard with Brainy Penguin. So, Chase Your Dreams, definitely getting discarded. Overwhelm with Knowledge is interesting because, again, like, playing it basically just puts it in your ice for 1 Pudge. So with Brainy, you're just skipping that first step. If you have a Penguin who's okay, you definitely wanna always play it because you get that bonus card put in the ice. But if you don't have Penguin who's okay, like, icing it with Brainy is kind of just saving you 1 Pudge. So we now have alright, we have Change Perspective. So I think the Phosphorus is probably the least useful because we don't have, anything to play it with. And so I think we'll use that as the rod. And we're thinking about now, like, how can we play change perspective? Because we need 3 Pudge. So we had the phosphorus, but like I said, we needed to rod something. So I will play Overwhelm with Knowledge this turn with the Penguin who runs a lift for 2 reasons. First is I don't want to win the vibe check. And second is that yeah, the second reason is that, right, worst case, whatever card I draw, I can discard with Brainy. And so you're still getting a net 1 additional card in the ice. and we get to choose then. It's like an additional choice of what goes with Brainy. Okay, so now that we have Penguin Who's Okay, everything changes because we definitely want to play that into Brainy. And so the question is, can we afford to just throw it out there on the board? And so yellow's big answers to Penguin Who's Okay are, so they could run GotEm, they could run Daydreaming Penguin. Well, it definitely runs Daydreaming Penguin. But the thing about Daydreaming Penguin is I can counter that with GotEm. So if they have GotEm, right, it's not going to make it. But I think it's worth it to, and then they also could use Not Your Keys. But I think if they use Not Your Keys on a Penguin Who's Okay, I think that's a pretty good trade for us. So, okay, we definitely don't need two change perspectives, especially because we're playing yellow. So, playing yellow is all about just removing their board faster than they can build it. So, have a philosophical debate is great. So, we're really going to want just all the removal we can get. Okay, so they're drawing cards here. And the question is, okay, so let's see what they draw first. It's always good to kind of let them draw. And then, okay, so we're going to have to deal with a shy penguin. So that's not a big deal because there's a lot of removal here. So the question is, do we actually want to just start using the GotEm? So GotEm is going to be good because, right, okay, so they could have a popcorn. All right, so I'm just going to draw with the Overwhelm with Knowledge. We'll put the Phosphorus Penguin. The reason we chose the penguin over the action card is because having a penguin in the ice is better for Bunkus. So I think it's good to keep the GotEm because of two reasons, or three reasons, I guess. One is popcorn, right? Yellow can sometimes run popcorn as well. The second reason to keep it is a daydreaming penguin. And the third reason to keep it is as a surprise factor. So like, right, if we can get them to use their buddy up on a turn where they have 14, we can use GotEm to push them back down to 13. Now, the reason to use it is to basically get rid of their Pudge, but I found that against yellow, especially because they hit a 3 on check the yellow pages, it's going to be difficult to keep them off of their Pudge limit. So, okay, we have to have a philosophical debate, which is great because it's actually the best removal against yellow because a lot of their stuff is small. Um, all right, so extrovert. Okay, so extrovert, we probably will got him extrovert because this is the one chance to get rid of the extrovert before it grows. Okay, so we're gonna play that. Okay, so we'll play I kind of think we're not going to have time to play change perspective. Um, and we definitely want Wizard Penguin because whenever you're playing yellow, you need to go wide, right? Because they're going to go wide and otherwise you're going to lose the buddy up. So, yeah. So, okay. So I think this is good. This turn we'll be able to use, wow, this is already an 8, but we'll be able to use 2 pieces of removal, I think, to keep their board in check. So we're going to use the GotEm on the extrovert. And the reason we're doing that is just, so first of all, we got the second GotEm. So having the second GotEm makes me feel much better about the popcorn situation. And then the second reason is that, right, this is the only turn we're going to be able to do that. And so we can then and have a philosophical debate, right? Our ice is going to be very important because we need it for both of these have a philosophical debates. And we also need it for a bunkus to come out. So like using it on a 2 fish is good that we only have to send 2 cards back. So against yellow, I definitely want to send the GotEm back. And I think I want to also send the Phosphorus Penguin because Phosphorus Penguin is really, really strong against yellow because you basically can go wide while at the same time keeping their board in check. So this is how you beat yellow with this deck is you just kind of spread out faster while removing their stuff. And so far, like, right, what will happen is they're going to have a bunch of rods, but yellow can't really use rods. Like, yellow, once they're at, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 rods, there's really no point for them to have more. What they really want is cards. So, overall, we're in a good position. Um, okay, so we can leave the Shy Penguin up for a turn or two because it doesn't hurt us. Oh, Phosphorus, perfect. Okay, so this turn, I think, okay, so we'll play Chase Your Dreams as the rod, and we'll pull it in the ice with a Overwhelm with Knowledge. And then we'll play, Phosphorus, and we'll get the should we get the Adventure Squad? Yeah, I guess we'll Shy Penguin the Adventure Squad well, yeah, we'll use the, Adventure Squad. So, it's a little scary because, right, maybe they have a GotEm, but I think it's okay because if they have a GotEm, we're gonna have to get through it at some point anyway. Oh, no, because we can use the, Penguin Who Runs the Lift as the other side of the Adventure Squad. So that's actually really good. Hopefully we won't have that bug again, but if we do, that's just how it goes. All right, and we will flop, right? We want to keep losing the vibe check, just because cards don't like we need to remove all of their cards. So they can have rods. We're not going to lose this game because they have too many rods. Okay, nice. It worked this time. So yeah, okay. So now we're in a good spot because again, right, we're keeping their board in check. We have a GotEm for the popcorn, or for maybe if they play put your flippers on something, we could use that. We still have a lot of removal. We have one piece of removal in our hand. We can throw 2 wizards down this turn. Oh, another penguin who's okay. That's even better. So we'll do a wizard and a penguin who's okay. Then we can get the card draw train going with the Chase Your Dreams in here. We can play Bunkus next turn, maybe. Although we want to make sure to keep a big enough ice for the Have a Philosophical Debate. So, yeah. And so this is the thing, right? Like yellow really wants to play from ahead, and we've been kind of keeping pace with them. Oh, 2 pieces of removal, even better. So we'll play another. Okay, this time I guess we're never going to play all these wizards, and we definitely want to keep the removal. So we have 3 Pudge. So I guess we can just we're not going to be able to card draw yet, but the wizards are coming. Like next turn we'll have 1 wizard unflopped. Um, so okay, so we're gonna do the Have a Philosophical Debate. Um, yeah, I think we'll just get rid of the big thing. And again, we're flopping so that we lose the vibe check. And the reason we want to just get rid of the big thing is just in case they have another one. Like, okay, well, they are going to get another one. Okay, no problem. So we're going to have to go through a lot of shy penguins, but we have another Have a Philosophical Debate. And putting 4 cards from our ice away is not a big deal. Okay, so we're going to just basically put all of the room. Well, we'll keep 1 Adventure Squad in case we get a Phosphorus Penguin. And then, I think we'll do the Penguin who's okay. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, so right, Buddy Up is just not going to be a good card for them at this point, just because we are going so much wider than they are. All right, so we also potentially could play the Cooking Penguin this turn. Do we need because Cooking Penguin is nice because it's 4 vibe, which makes Buddy Up math even better. So yeah, I think we actually have we don't need to play the Bunkus yet. We can wait 1 more turn. So we'll play the GotEm, and I think there's also Chase Your Dreams. Yeah, so the Chase Your Dreams. So we'll play Cooking Penguin, pulling the Chase Your Dreams into the ice, and then we'll also play the other wizard. And then I think we'll be in a really good spot because we'll finally have enough. Like we have all these Chase Your Dreams that we could card draw with, but we just haven't had the Pudge to play them. But now we do need to keep in mind they just got to 14 or just to 15. Okay, so we have to win this vibe check now. Okay, so we got the BrainyPenguin. So an alternative play would just to be like to slam the Brainy and then play Bunkus. But I think the other play is fine. With the no, we can do no because we don't want to lose. We want to keep the removal. So I think we'll just play it a little slower. Okay, so Cooking Penguin. We'll get this Chase Your Dreams. Okay, so we just need to make sure to win this vibe check, and the way we're going to do that is we're just going to remove the Shy Penguin with the Have a Philosophical Debate. But this turn we'll leave the Penguin Who Runs the Lift unflopped. Or the alternative is, yeah, we could got him something to bring him down to 13. But yeah, I think we'll still play Chase Your Dreams as well. Okay, so we need to put 4 cards down. So what do we want to get rid of? Okay, so we can get rid of 2 of these removals because we'll have 1 of each. We'll put the Mega Penguin back, and we'll put the card draw back. Okay. So, okay. So then we'll also, I think we'll play Chase Your Dreams. We have to make sure to keep him unflopped. The Penguin Who Runs a Lift, just so that we win the vibe check because they're on 14. The alternative is we could also bring him down to 13, but there's no need because we're going to win the vibe check. And yeah, so, right, you can see our ice only actually has 11 cards in it, which is still a... And so this is like, right, when you're going this like max removal plan, your ice ends up getting used up a lot by the Have a Philosophical Debates, which then means that Bunkus is kind of a bit more tricky to get out. But it's okay. We have this Penguin Who Runs the Lift, who's kind of our closer. So, okay, so we have another Bunkus, but it really isn't going to matter because we are just going to we're going to full send our hand into our ice because what we really want is we want more removal just to lock up the game. Okay, so we didn't get more removal. We're going to play the Chase Your Dreams as a rod. The reason we're playing that as a rod is so that we can pull it out with Overwhelm with, or we could pull out, actually we could pull it out with a Cooking Penguin now. Why not? Right, we're basically just taking this, what Cooking Penguin allows you to do is to take this rod and put it out on the field as a four Pudge, as a 4 vibe penguin. And so now, yeah, so now we're basically going to win the game, I think, anyway, right? So let's just not do anything, right? If you're in a position of winning and just passing allows you to win, just don't do anything. And that way, whenever they do stuff, you can react to it. So, right, if they had a not your keys, okay, they do have a not your keys. Okay, so what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to, so we might as well play Overwhelm with Knowledge because this Penguin Who Runs the Lift is going to get iced anyway. Like, why not at least use a Pudge to get a free card? So is there a way we can win this turn? So to win, we would have to remove both of their cards. So there's no way we're going to win because we're going to tie this vibe check. I want to keep the Baron on my side. So, but we can still draw some cards. So let's draw with Chase Your Dreams at least. So yeah, so we'll draw with Chase Your Dreams. I guess maybe if we drew enough removal, we could deal with this. So we have Phosphorus for next turn. We're also going to be able to play a giant Bunkus next turn. So let's just keep drawing. Yeah, we want to make sure to keep, we need to tie the vibe check because if we lose the vibe check, then we will lose the game. Well, I mean, if we lose, yeah, so we could always use GotEm to push him back down, but I think we want to win this. We actually tying this vibe check is perfect because I don't really want them to get cards. I don't really need cards. I don't want to use the Overwhelm with Knowledge just because I want to make sure I'm at 15 next turn. So if we're at 15, right, we're going to tie the vibe check next turn, and then we would still win because the Baron is on our side already. So I like that. I'm going to use Phosphorus. Oh, we have 1 piece of removal. So we have like so much removal. We could literally remove their entire board. So yeah, we'll use the first have a philosophical debate, and then we can also use a Bunkus. Why not? Just in case they have something funny. All right, so we'll put back. So we use the first have a philosophical debate. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Yeah, we don't really need a Bunkus that's bigger than a 14. But yeah, I think it's good to get Bunkus down, just in case. I don't know what this, maybe they run a Yum Yum. I guess that's the one card that if they had a Yum Yum, that was kind of not the best move because we're playing into Yum Yum so hard. So, because, right, what you want to do is you want to wait till Yum Yum happens, and then after Yum Yum, have a big ice to get the Bunkus in. So, either way, let's hope they don't have Yum Yum. If they have Yum Yum, I think we still are going to win because they're going to lose everything too. And we'll draw so many cards because we'll do all the Overwhelm with Knowledge. All right, so they're going to do Put Your Flippers. But we have the answer to that. So we have to have a philosophical debate that we picked with our Phosphorus Penguin. So we'll use that one first. If for some reason there's a bug with this one, we can always use the other one. But we want to use the one from the ice just because we have to use that one this turn. And the other one is the other one, right? So the other one stays in our hand. So, okay. So, all right, another victory. Cool. So, overall, yeah, those are 3 good games with the deck. I think the caffeine one, we could have won maybe if we played better. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, so that's the end of the video. All right, thanks for watching. That's the end of the video. If you like this type of content, don't forget to subscribe. And if there's any specific decks you want to see me play more of, just leave a comment or find me in the Vibes Discord. All right, until next time, thanks.